Hey folks, never too early to get into the Halloween spirit here at ABC News. And we're going to bring you all the best goings on for Halloween this week, next week, leading right up into the holiday. We're going to introduce you now to some folks who take this whole holiday pretty seriously. ABC News' Olivia Smith and Megan Keneally are live in the historic Hudson Valley in New York to introduce us to a pretty incredible event that is probably going to put to shame whatever kind of pumpkin carving you have going on this weekend or next. Olivia, Megan, tell us about where you are.
That's right.
Hey, Amna. How's it going?
We're here at the Great Jack-O-Lantern Blaze in Croton-on-Hudson.
We're at Van Cortlandt Manor, which is a historic colonial home that they turned the estate into a giant pumpkin festival around Halloween. This is the 11th time that they've done this, and it's truly something to behold, let me tell you. It's crazy.
Yeah, so we're about to take you on a tour. We're going to talk to two gentlemen who run the event, and they're going to show us the more than 7,000 hand-carved jack-o'-lanterns that are here spanning the property. It's pretty spectacular, right, Megan?
This is a great game of show and tell because there are so many different animals and ghosts and everything that you can't imagine being turned, jack-o'-lantern being turned into. So it's pretty fun.
So guys, I just want to clarify,
take the controls and Olivia.
Everything we're seeing behind you and around you, those are all carved pumpkins. Those are jack-o'-lanterns, right?
They're carved jack-o'-lanterns. So they're these things called funkins, which are like foam pumpkins. And the creative director is going to explain it to you, but this whole event lasts for 7 weeks, so they want it to make sure that the jack-o'-lanterns don't turn into a feeding ground for bugs and rodents and stuff. So they use pumpkins instead. But he'll talk to you more about that in a bit.
Good call.
Yeah,
Let's
it's still pretty amazing. And as you can see, we're going through
We're just going to turn around
through this tunnel right now. And as you can see, although they're pumpkins, they look pretty much like real jack-o'-lanterns.
Yep. Sorry, here we go.
It's great. We got it. Focus. So if you could go through, you can see. You could show pan up and you can see everything up there.
All right, guys, it does look spectacular. We're having a little trouble with your focus here. Let's see if we can get that straightened out before we talk to our guest.
Maybe it's just the light.
It might be the light.
I think it's probably just the lights changing.
I think it's light changing. Here, let's get a look.
Let's see if I'm, okay, let's switch it back around. Sorry about the technical difficulties. We could keep it like this and we could kind of do it.
Perfect. We can see you both perfectly.
I'll talk to Rob first.
Hey there.
Okay, great. I'll hold it like this. Rob Schweitzer is the director of marketing. So Rob, tell us a little bit about the history of this place, and we could kind of walk and talk, and you could look at me.
Yeah.
I'll get you on.
So this is the 11th year that we've done the Great Jack-O'-Lantern Blaze at Van Cortlandt Manor in Croton-on-Hudson, about 40 minutes north of New York City. This is an event that started, it was a modest display of over 2,500 jack-o'-lanterns, and it has grown considerably over the years. Now we're over 7,000, and we're expecting about 120,000 visitors this year, which is really amazing.
Wow, 120,000 visitors. That's pretty incredible.
Indeed.
So now I'm seeing a few pretty interesting designs around us right now.
Yes, so this is a menagerie section here. This is like circus animals. So these are animals that used to be exhibited in circuses. For example, we have a elephant, we have a gorilla, we have a giraffe, and it's an homage to traveling circuses from the 1800s. And so we have a new element this year, which we're going to get up to in a little bit, which is a circus ghost train.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
And what is this right here that we're seeing?
This guy right here, that is a bear.
A bear. I would have never expected. And now if we could go over here, there's something. It's so much fun. You come and you're seeing so many different designs that you've never seen before.
What you're seeing now is this is the undersea aquarium. This has been popular since we started, and it is now dominated by this very large sea serpent that you can see here. This guy landed last year actually, and he's dominating the undersea aquarium.
I have to say, I think the sea serpent is by far one of the coolest things I've seen. It looks like, how many pumpkins are made up of that? I can't even count. A few dozen?
Yeah, that's about 150, really.
150?
Yeah.
Oh my
and we're also right on the banks of the Croton River, so it's kind of fitting to have your undersea aquarium right on the banks of the River.
It's really a beautiful view over here.
Yeah.
You're in nature and you're seeing all these fun
It is.
designs. So tell us a little bit about Van Cortlandt Manor and the
Right.
history of why we're having this pumpkin blaze here.
Sure. So this is part of the historic Hudson Valley network of sites, one of which is Sunnyside, which was the home of Washington Irving, who wrote The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. So this is greater Sleepy Hollow country. So Halloween events have always been popular in this area, and that's how the blaze started.
So much fun.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know if we mentioned this at the beginning, but this is the 11th year.
This is the 11th year.
So it's been going on for a very long time.
Yes, and we're always doing new, more elaborate installations, such as I mentioned before, the Circus Ghost Train, which is here. It's driven by a skeleton. It has clowns in the back. It has circus animals on it, and it even has steam coming out. If you pan a little bit over that way, you'll see.
Oh, the steam
steam
at the
coming out.
end.
Hey, Olivia,
So
how
much
long?
fun.
Yes.
How long does this take to set up this whole thing? 7,000 pumpkins.
So Amna's asking how long this whole thing takes to set up.
So, you know, planning this really is a year-round process for us, but we really get heavily into setup in August and September. That's kind of where all hands on deck, getting ready. We have visitors starting from the first weekend in October, going all the way actually through the middle of November. So we're actually open for 30 nights this year.
30 nights,
Yeah.
that's incredible.
Yep.
And like you said, 120,000 people.
120,000 people. It's about 4,000 people a night. Every night sells out. It's a ticketed advance. It sells out in advance. In some cases, it sells out 4 to 6 weeks in advance.
Oh my gosh, it's
Yeah.
amazing.
It's really grown into a quite a spectacle, and we have visitors from all 50 states, and yeah,
So people from around the country
around
coming
the
here
country.
to
Absolutely,
see this great
yes. Come to
jack-o'-lantern
Sleepy
blaze.
Hollow and come to see the blaze.
So
And,
Olivia, can Rob tell us what exactly? I still don't quite understand. What exactly is a funkin', and what happens to all of these jack-o'-lanterns when the whole thing is over?
So tell us about what is an actual funkin' and what happens to all of the pumpkins once this is over.
So we use a mix of pumpkins and also what you would call funkins. And funkins are carvable foam pumpkins. And so we carve those, and those last longer, obviously, but every jack-o'-lantern that you're seeing is hand carved here on site.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
And you said about 20 people had helped.
About 20 people do all of it, everything that you're seeing.
It's spectacular for
Yeah.
that, for thousands of pumpkins.
Thousands of funkins and pumpkins spread out over 9 acres.
Because you had said earlier it's hard to make them all real pumpkins because the display is up for so long.
Exactly, it's that, but we are carving throughout the run of the event. We're replacing about 1,500 pumpkins each week.
Oh, got it. So there are some real ones
Yeah,
to
oh, yes,
clarify, but then
absolutely.
the majority are the funkins.
It's a mix.
That's
yes.
that's great. Oh, and
Yeah.
over here
Yes,
we see.
these are our jack-o'-lanterns in the box. These are really cool.
That's cool. It's like it's like it popped out of the box.
Yes.
And so what happens to all of these items once it's over?
Well, we store ones that we're gonna reuse or repurpose in some way, and yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
Rob, thank you so much. It was
Thank
great
you.
speaking to you.
Great to have you here.
Okay, I'm going to flip it back around. Megan and I are here.
Hello.
And now she's going to take it and we're going
We're gonna go meet the creative director, Michael, who's in charge of putting all these scenes together. Which is really, I mean, it is just, there are so many different colors of the pumpkins too, and themes that go along with each. So it's pretty neat to see. Here is Michael. Let's meet him. Hello.
How are you?
Great. Thank you so much for meeting with us.
Thanks for coming.
How did you get involved in the Blaze and in creating these pumpkin scenes?
Well, I was working here at Van Cortlandt Manor prior to the Blaze. Blaze is 11 years old. And prior to that, I was a tour guide. I was doing craft demonstrations, telling people about the history of the place, when we as an organization realized that we wanted a new fall event based around the idea of 3,000 jack-o'-lanterns. So knowing that I was an artist, the company asked me to do some ideas, draw up some ideas.
Great. And you base that, I mean, how does Halloween play into this area and this town as well as Van Cortlandt Manor
Well,
itself?
we're in Sleepy Hollow country. So as you know, the legend of Sleepy Hollow, Washington Irving, the author of the Legend of Sleepy Hollow, is one of his houses is one of our properties. So we maintain his house, Sunnyside in Irvington. So this is like kind of like the epicenter, the birthplace of American Halloween, if you will. The jack-o'-lantern is a native fruit to North America, or the pumpkin's a native fruit. The jack-o'-lantern is an Irish tradition.
Oh, interesting. Now, what do we see behind you back there?
So
what
here
are those?
we have field of zombies. If we're looking in the distance there.
Yeah.
To their left is our giant, over 20 feet tall spider web, made up of over 100 pumpkins.
Great. And the zombies are all, they look kind of menacing, kind of like they're dancing, so not too menacing,
Not too
really.
scary.
Open to
Everything here, I mean,
interpretation.
it's a family-friendly event.
That's,
Of course,
Yes, exactly.
it gets dark, so it's a little scary in that respect, but everything has a slightly fun or fanciful twist to it. Like
Right.
the
like these guys right
small
here who we're gonna
monsters.
meet. Now, you said that you actually carved these ones yourself, right?
Yep, these are our little monsters. We have Dracula, the Mummy.
Let's see. Let's get these guys on camera. So this is the Dracula. Excellent.
Megan, are
Do you
those
have a favorite
faces
among
actually
I definitely like
carved
the
or are
Mummy and
those painted?
Frankenstein. You see, I did a little drawing with ink, carved out the highlights, and as it gets darker, that's really going to pop out.
So that's not painted at all, then.
It's not
just
painted,
carved
so it's all
out.
carved, some drawing and some carving.
Wow, that's so neat.
Those are
Bride of
incredibly
Frankenstein and
detailed.
then
Can we see those again,
Frankenstein's
Megan?
Yeah, absolutely. So this is the Bride of Frankenstein, or Frankenstein's monster, technically.
Yep, Bride of Frankenstein and Frankenstein's monster here.
And there's Frankenstein himself, big man on campus.
And in the distance, you can see some of our dinosaurs. You have like a
Oh,
kind of
yeah.
like a nod to Jurassic Park here, our Jurassic Park, if you will.
Oh, there we go.
Giant brontosaurus.
Let's see. Do you see that? Yeah.
Yeah. So Megan,
There he
are
is.
all the setups different every year? Do they come up with new themes and new setups, or do they reuse the same ones?
That's a good question. Are all the scenes the same every year, or do you come up with new displays?
We add new displays each year. So this year we added the Pumpkin Planetarium as a new display.
And that's where we came in,
That's where you
right?
started,
That was
correct,
with
yep.
the stars going
The
across
train
it.
is a new installation this year.
Okay.
And then each year, anything that is reoccurring, like the dinosaurs come back year after year, we tweak them, we change them, we redesign them so they look different. And we might move them in different locations on the property.
Okay.
So
And
it
how
has a
large
new,
is the
fresh feel.
property?
The property itself is over 100 acres. The property, part of the property that we're accessing is around 20 some acres.
Okay. Great.
Megan,
Now, what are
does-
these guys over here? They've got some colorful.
These are kind of crazy. These are our Venus pumpkin traps. So they're kind of like alien plant monster things.
Hey Megan, does
Okay,
Michael
really
have
mixing some different themes.
Does Michael have a favorite of his own that he either does every year or likes to see every year?
And adjacent to it, we have
Sure.
our sunflowers and corn.
Great. We'll look at those in one second.
Great,
Michael,
sure.
do you have a favorite that you either do every year or a new favorite from this year?
The skeleton emergence, which is in the distance a little bit. You can see the
Skeleton emergence?
Yeah, so as if they're coming out of the ground, as the skeletons are coming out of the ground.
Very
And
Walking
we've
Dead.
we've added the march of the skeletons. You can see them kind of going up the hill into the distance, which you'll see as where
Can
the
we see
visitors
those or are
come
we
in.
too far away?
Okay.
See them starting to emerge out of the darkness.
I think we're going to come up closer to those in a few minutes.
Okay, cool.
So we'll give you a closer tour then. But Michael, I think we see that's Van Cortlandt Manor
Yep,
right
so
there,
in the distance
right?
you see the Van Cortlandt's Manor House, built around 1750, and it's been maintained over the years. It's now a living history museum, so people can come here when we're not doing the pumpkins to take a history tour of the place.
Great. Very cool. And so, who were the Van Cortlandts? Why did they?
The Van Cortlandts were early landowners, so they were like of the first European settlers to colonize New Amsterdam or New York, and then the Hudson Valley. So they were politicians, they were landowners, they made beer, so they were kind of instrumental in early American during the Revolution.
Great.
So they're patriots.
Very cool. So it's new meeting old,
New
really.
meaning old,
kind
yeah.
of here.
We try to integrate a lot of the history into the displays. So some of the detailed carvings are based upon 18th century designs and,
Okay.
and decorative arts.
And these are the sunflowers you were
These are
talking about earlier.
sunflowers and corn
Oh, very cool.
right next to the Van Cortlandt's kitchen garden. So we're kind of playing off the idea of the old garden, you know, kind of
Next to the new.
taking it as inspiration.
Great. Well, that is so cool. Now I'm going to hand over to Olivia, who's standing right by.
Okay.
She will talk to you a little bit more about what else is going on. I'm going to try and find some kids that are excited to be here because I know that there are some and they want to talk to ABC.
Yes.
So we will.
Good luck,
I'll be
Megan.
right back. Thank you so
Great,
much,
thank you.
Michael.
Thank you, Michael.
Well,
Hey, Amna.
Hey,
so I have
Olivia.
to ask, what was your favorite part of the display so far?
I gotta tell you, that spider web was pretty impressive. We didn't really get that up close to it, but it was enormous. I mean, I can't believe they built that. And Michael was showing us some of the very intricately carved monsters. They said you can really see the features in their faces at night, so hopefully we get a chance to see those a little bit more when the sun goes down. But they are incredible. I mean, I'm lucky if I can carve like a relatively jagged smile into my pumpkin.
Being here really puts me to shame with my carving skills. Every year I try to carve a pumpkin and I come here and there are 7,000 that are better than any I've ever carved before. So it's pretty amazing. It's pretty fun. And I had heard Megan was describing how those faces were actually hand-drawn, although they looked like paintings, which is pretty spectacular.
No, it is an impressive, impressive feat. Did you have anything else to show us around there? I think what's behind you now? These are still sort of the sunflower areas.
Yeah, this is still the sunflower area. I'm gonna try to get up close with one. Megan went to see if we could talk to a family in line, but right now I'm gonna spin it around. And if you can see, I wanna get close and kind of show you that design.
Yeah, let me ask you this. When you're that close, can you tell which ones are real and which ones are foam?
That's such a good question, because I felt like in the beginning, I really couldn't tell, but you're right. When you get this close up, you can pretty much tell the difference. At the beginning, in that big archway that you had seen at the front, you could see most of those were the Funkins.
Right.
Like Megan had been describing, the fake pumpkins. But these, I wonder how close the camera could actually get. I don't want it to hit the light in there, but you can see this one actually is a real pumpkin. You can tell the difference. But it's just amazing how much they could actually do with all of these different pumpkins. And I'll take you a bit more inside, and you can see this. They even have purple pumpkins.
Okay, now
can you see that?
Those have to be foam, right? With purple and green pumpkins.
It is. I don't know if I'm allowed to touch it, but I am. And yeah, this one is. You can see that it isn't a real one. But the real ones here, we have more of the traditional classic. And this one you could tell is real. It's pretty amazing at first. Yeah, so you're kind of getting the comparison now between the real pumpkins and the fake purple pumpkins.
And
I have to say, I do really like these purple ones, though.
Did he say 1,500 a week that they're replacing of the real ones? I mean, that in and of itself is incredible.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. 1,500 a week is what they replace of the real pumpkins. And again, that's out of more than 7,000 carved pumpkins. So a pretty large percent of them are actually real pumpkins. So it is incredible. I'm gonna come back out. I had snuck into the display there to touch those.
Were you allowed to do that?
And I'm gonna
we're not gonna tell anybody.
We're not gonna tell anybody. I think they saw. They let me through. I got a special sneak peek. I actually want to take you over here. It's starting to get dark now, so it's pretty awesome. And you could start seeing the colors in the dark here. But this, I don't even. What is this supposed to be? Oh, a buzzing beehive.
Oh,
this is a buzzing.
that.
This is, I think, one of the coolest things I've seen. Can you see a buzzing beehive?
I totally see the hive. Yeah, I wouldn't have guessed
awesome.
bees surrounding it, but I can absolutely see the hive. That's pretty cool.
I know. It's pretty cool. It's really amazing. And so when we first started, it wasn't this dark yet. It's still not as dark as it could be, but you're kind of getting a better sense, I think, of all the lights and how beautiful everything is. And here, Megan's gonna pop back in with us.
I've got a treat for you. We have a group of Girl Scouts that helped light the jack-o'-lanterns this morning. So that's part of the deal, is when the groups of Girl Scouts and Boy Scouts come in and help light these 7,000 jack-o'-lanterns, they get free admission with their families. So we've got a group here from the Girl Scouts of Somers, right? Somers? Yeah. And say hi, ABC.
Hi, ABC.
That's a good thing. So you guys all lit the jack-o'-lanterns today, right? This afternoon?
Yeah.
How many did you light each?
A lot.
Too many for counting.
Maybe 1,000.
1,000 each?
No, not like each.
Maybe like 30.
How are your hands?
30, 50.
They really hurt.
It's like each. Because my mom, she bought the childproof block. My mom bought the childproof one, and now my fingers are cramping.
Oh
my fingers still hurt.
So which
Why,
2
Mom?
hours ago? What
Why?
display did you light? Do you remember?
The tunnel.
The tunnel? The planetarium one?
I lit the flowers.
You did. We just saw those. That's awesome.
I lit
a snake and then I lit some of these.
I lit the spider and the snake.
Oh my gosh. So what are we talking? You said that there was a mix, right? It was real candles and then
We have real candles, and then like there's like lights, and then there's like Christmas lights. We have like fake pumpkins, but a lot of them are real.
Wow, that is so cool. Had you done this before?
No.
What'd you think?
It was fun. Yeah.
Had you been to the Blaze before?
No.
When I was-
When we were 5, I went.
I went when I was really little, but I
She
don't
went
really.
when she was 2.
I went when I was 2, but I don't really
You
remember.
can't remember when you were 2?
No,
Come
I don't
on.
even remember when I was like 6 or something. Yeah, we were 6.
How old
What
are
are you
you?
guys most
I'm
excited
10.
to see?
I wonder.
How the tunnel came out, because everything just blew out. Yeah, everything kept on blowing out. It was just really annoying.
I just want to point out one thing. She's 10 years old, so the pumpkin blaze is older than she is.
What's her name, honey?
Jillian.
Jillian, thank you so much.
Hey Megan,
We're there to help.
can we get everyone's name? Can we get everyone's name and age and what their favorite
Yes,
part about
please.
the blaze is?
Absolutely, let's go into line. Gentleman is first. We want to hear your name and your age and what your favorite part of the blaze is, or what you're most excited to see.
Okay, well, my name is Ben. I'm 10 years old, and it was kind of annoying because they kept getting blown up by the winds because it was really windy when we lit it.
Which were you lighting?
I was lighting some in that, like over there in that area. I was lighting most of those.
Okay, great. So you're excited to see that one then?
Hi,
How about you?
I'm Andrea. I'm 10 years old, and hi, little. My favorite part was probably when we were lighting the snake. I liked lighting.
The giant serpent? That looked really cool. We saw that one earlier, right? Now, Jillian, what's
My
your...
name is Jillian, and I'm 10, and I liked lighting the pumpkins, except the part where your fingers cramped fingers.
So, what you're excited about?
I'm excited to see. I wanted to see the spider web over there because when I saw it, it was really cool, but I didn't get to see it light up. And I also want to see the part that I did.
Which was?
I did the snake and the spider, and I did some of the jack-o'-lanterns.
Awesome. Well, that is great. How about you?
I'm Eleanor, and I'm 13. I'm sort of just excited to see the entire thing like all lit up because it's like a different effect, like when it's just all just like pumpkins. So I'm just excited to see it lit up.
Great. Next in line. What's your name?
Emily, and
how-
13.
14? 13?
And I like the tunnel part and spider web.
Great. We're excited.
I'm Samantha. I'm 13, and I also like the tunnel part.
Great.
It was cool.
I'm Sarah, and I'm 13, and I like lighting the tunnel.
Everybody likes lighting. Hi, I'm Bella. I'm 13. I like seeing the tunnel and the spiders.
That's great. Well, we are so excited, and hopefully we might be able to meet back up with you guys along the way, see how everything turned out. How's that sound? Okay. Great.
Thank you.
Thank you guys for lighting all the jack-o'-lanterns. It was a big job you had. All right, good job, guys.
Okay, you can see everyone is so excited to be here. All the kids so excited. They helped light the pumpkins, and now they're coming to see their handiwork. So it's a really fun event. I'm gonna show you the line now too, actually. You can see just how many people are getting in line. It's amazing.
Oh, those are all the folks waiting to get in now.
Yeah.
Yep. And we came in when we started talking to you about half an hour ago, and no one was in line yet. So you could see just in the past 30 minutes how many people there are. And like Megan said, she just said it loops all the way around.
All
so
the way.
incredible.
Look. And it's lines and lines. There's concession stands. There's everything going back there. So there's a whole lot going on.
There you go. So for anyone in or around the
it's,
historic Hudson Valley, this is going to be a must-see. Over the next month, it'll be open, right? So if you can't get it before Halloween, you can still catch it after.
Yep, you can. You certainly can. Tickets are selling out. There are apparently only 4 dates left that have tickets.
Oh, all right. Well, hopefully anyone watching at home is interested can log on or check it out, give them a call, get those tickets. ABC News' Olivia Smith and Megan Keneally live in the historic Hudson Valley at the Great Jack-o'-lantern Blaze. Are you guys going to bring us back one of those pumpkins or a funkin maybe so we can see what those are all about?
We're
I
gonna
don't know.
try.
We'll try.
I mean, there's
Hopefully security doesn't
7,000.
pat us down on the way out.
They probably
but
won't
we'll
miss
see.
one.
I
See
mean,
what you can do.
get a little
Notice.
one.
They
you
won't
know?
notice.
We will. Thanks.
Guys, thank you so much. We'll see you soon. So stay tuned right here for the latest on all your Halloween news and maybe even some more animal ears on this end. See you guys soon.